Hey there everyone, it's Ravindra Devrani and I have come back with another video. I hope you guys are doing well. If you find this video helpful then please hit that like button. And today we will learn about authorization in .NET Core REST APIs, how to secure our web APIs and how to create role-based resources and how to create refresh tokens for longer login sessions. And we will also see that how registration and change password functionality works in ASP.NET Core Identity. Let's see how authentication works. So it is how an authentication request response look like. Client make an HTTP request and he passes login credentials, and in return he gets the access token. Now client passes that access token to the server and gets the protected resource in the response, but there is a limitation with access tokens. They generally created with shorter validity so that security can be maintained. And in case an attacker gets your access token, then he can access your data and you don't want to give this privilege for longer period of time. So we create a shorter validity for access tokens. Now what happens if our access token expires? Generally we have to log in again, but we can avoid this situation with the help of refresh tokens, and it is how a refresh token request look like. We make an HTTP request and pass our login credentials and get access tokens and refresh tokens in the response. And what if our refresh tokens expires? We make a request for new access token and now we don't need login credentials again. We pass refresh token and in response we get the new access token with longer validity. Now you might be wondering that how these access tokens are secure now. Attacker can use our website for longer period of time if he has this access token, but it's not the case now. Now situation is in your hand. If you suspect that attacker have your authentication token, then you can call a revoke method which will destroy your access token information that is stored in your database. So it is how authentication works. Now let's understand these concepts with the help of code. So let's start with creating a new project. So click here, create a new project, and then select a template, and from here we can select ASP.NET Core Web APIs. So click on next and let's rename it YT Movie APIs. Okay, click on next, and here it is asking to select a framework, so we will use the latest framework which is .NET 6.0, and here let's uncheck this enable open API support. We don't need this. Okay, let's click on create. Okay, our project has created now, and let's try to run it in browser. Okay, so our project is working fine. Here you can see that we are getting some data. Okay, now let's do some work. Okay, what to do first? Let's create a connection string first. So here click on app setting.json, and here let's write a connection string. So connection strings con data source equals to dot initial catalog equals to YT movie DB, and it's not a comma, it's a semicolon, and here integrated security equals to true. It means that we don't need any password and username for authentication. Okay, I hope it is fine. Data source, initial catalog, and integrated security. Now let's create it and create a folder here. Add new folder and name is to models, and inside this folder add two more folders. One is domain, here we will define our database classes, and one will be DTO, here we will define our DTO classes, so it will be DTO. And let's create a class here which will be database context class, database context.cs. But first we need to add some packages, so click here in tools, select NuGet package manager and manage package manager for solution. So here, okay, we need some packages like this Microsoft.entity framework core.sql server. So okay, so let's install it. Okay, and it will take a while, so please be patient or skip this portion of video. It is much easier to skip rather than wait. Accept. Okay, let's add another package which is .tools, Microsoft.entity framework core.tools, and it is used for our NuGet package manager commands. If you want to enable it, then you are not able to run your NuGet package manager commands. Okay, so make sure to install it. Okay, and click here on install. Okay, let's add another package which is Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.Identity, and here let's click on install. Okay, and add one more package which is Entity Framework Core. So install this package also. Okay, and let's install one last package which is Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.Authentication.JWT bearer. So install this package. Okay, and it is our last package. Okay, accept it and just wait for a while. Okay, now all the packages has installed, so let's close this tab and now move to the DBContext class, and let's add one more class here which will be application user. application user, and let's inherit identity user here. Press Ctrl dot and select using Microsoft.ASP.NET Core identity, and add type PROP, double tap, and it is a shortcut for creating a property. Let's create a property with name, public string name, okay. And now here identity DBContext, and it will be our database context. So here write CTOR, and it will create a constructor here. So right here DBContext options, okay, and database context options, and right here base options. Okay, it's fine now. And what it is saying, let's see, quick actions and refactoring extract base class. Okay, here is a error. It will be our application user, okay, now it's fine. Okay, we are done here, so let's close it, and now open app setting.json, and here add some lines which will be related to JWT. So here is our valid audience. It is a URL of our client application, and we are assuming that we are running that application on localhost 4200, and you can change it according to your need. And it is the URL of our valid issuer, and it is the URL of our application 7010 port, so 7010, and you can check it from here from your browser also, which port you are using or which URL you are using in your project. So just copy this line and paste it here. Okay, let's close this tab, and now we are going to add some classes. So first we will add this class, which will be user roles, and here define these constants here, admin equals to admin and user equals to user. Okay, now add some more classes, and here add this class, which will be our token info class. We will store the information related to token here, so it will be token info.cs. okay, so here we will have id and a string user name and refresh token and refresh token expiry. Okay, ID, username, refresh token and refresh token expiry, and it will be a date time. Okay, it's fine now. And add one more class here and let's name it token response.cs. Prop string token string, and here date time valid to. Okay, let's close it also, and I think we have created all our models. If we need some more, we will create them in future. So let's create one more folder here, which will be our repository folder. So here repositories, and here add two more folders, which will be abstract and domain. And let's leave this folder as it is for now and move to the our database context class, and here write public db set token info. We will add this class into database, so token info and token info get set. Okay, now let's add these things into our database. So here click on package manager console and type here add migration init, and it is giving an error, unable to create an object of database context. So let's see what it might be. Okay, let's open this. Okay, I see now what might be the error, and it is a big mistake. I haven't configured my program.cs class, so let's configure it. So here and right here builder.services, it will be our database context class, so it will be our database context, and here it will also be our database context, and press control dot, and here using Microsoft dot entity framework core. Okay, fine, and here builder dot configuration dot get connection string, and our connection string was con. Okay, we are fine till now. Let's add some more lines, and here these are the configuration we needed in our project. So here. Okay, let's add some more, and here. Okay, so all of these configuration we are needed in our project. So it is for our entity framework, and here we are defining that which database we are going to use. We are going to use SQL Server. So here we are defining our connection string, and it is for our custom identity which we are using in our project, and it is our custom identity user class which we have created recently. So we are mapping it to identity role, and here we are adding some information about authentication, and we are using JWT authentication, and we are configuring it here, and here we are adding some JWT bearer configuration. So here we have defined some options: save token equals to true, require HTTPS metadata equals to false, token validation parameters which will be validate issuer and valid audience, valid issuer, and issuer sign in key. Okay, so here now let's try to run our migration command. So here open tools, SQL server, no, not SQL server, NuGet package manager console, and here add migration init. Okay, it is fine now, and let's write update database. Okay, it is, I think it is working fine. Okay, let's wait and see. Okay, and all of these things has added to our database. So let's close this tab and let's move to the program.cs tab right now, and here add one more line which will be app.use authentication. Okay, and add it before the use authorization, make sure, and here add this line. We are enabling CORS properties. So here these are the options: allow origin. Okay, we are fine now. Okay, and we are done here in program.cs file. So let's close it, and let's close it also. Okay, now let's add some more classes we need for our login and registration. So here add registration model, string username, string password, username, email, and password. Okay, and let's add some validation here. So it will be required, and all of these fields will be required. Okay, now let's add one more class which will be our login model. So here it will be login model and we do not need email here. Okay, and let's rename this file login model.cs. okay, and add one more class which will be status.cs, and it will have two properties. First one will be message and another one will be status code. Public int status code. Okay, now here let's create a service file which will be an interface, and let's rename it to token service, and rename it token service. Let's add some methods here, but before we need to add some more classes. Okay, I think we have added those classes. Token response, okay, fine. Token response get token and enumerable claim string get refresh token and claim principal get principal from expired token, and here will be string token. Okay, now implement this interface in the domain folder. So we will add another class which will be what was the previous one, token service, so it will be token service. Okay, and we will implement this interface here, token service, and right click here, click action and refactoring and implement interface. Okay, and now we will add some functionality here one by one. Okay, let's define constructor first. So type ctor double tab, and here write private read only configuration underscore configuration, and here. Okay, that's fine. It is giving lot of auto suggestions which are very useful. Okay, that is fine. Now let's define this method. Okay, and I already have written that code, so I am just pasting it here. Here we are accessing signing key, and we are accessing this key from our app setting.json file, which is it. secret, and here we are creating a token, and we are also getting these things from app setting.json file. We have declared here valid audience and valid issuer. Okay, and it is our expiry date of that token, and here claim are coming from the user end and signing credentials, and we are creating sign-in credential with the help of this algorithm. Okay, you don't need to worry about code. I will provide you code in the description box, so please do not worry about that. Okay, and here it is our token string, and we are returning that token string to our user. Okay, fine. Okay, let's add this method, and here we are getting token validation parameter, and we are setting these properties statically. Validate audience will be false, validate issuer will be false, issuer signing key true, and signing key will be get from our configuration file, and lifetime equal to false. Okay, and add one more line and define our token handler. Okay, and define one variable here, security token, and we will get it from the method with the help of out parameter. We will pass it as an out parameter. Okay, and here we are passing this security token, and it is, let's change it to security token, where principal equals to token handler dot validate token. We are passing three parameter: token validation parameter, which is defined here, and security token. Okay, so JWT security tokens equal to security tokens at JWT security token. Okay, and add one more line. If security token equals to null, JWT security token dot header dot alg equals security algorithm, etc., etc. Then it will throw this exception invalid token, and now we will return our principal. Okay, okay, and this method is completed now. Now we will implement this method, get refresh token, and we will generate a random string here. So here we are generating a random number as a byte, and now here we are creating a random base 64 string and returning to our user. So we have implemented all these methods, and our token service controller is completed. Okay, okay, now here open program.cs file, and here add these services to di container. So builder dot services dot at transient I, and what was the name of that service, I token service, I token service comma token service, sorry, not I token service, it is token service. Press Control dot and enter. Okay, it's fine now. Okay, now let's create a controller with the name of token controller. So here add new controller and change it to the API controller empty, and its name will be token controller. Okay, now here add this line controller slash action. Okay, now we are good to go, and define a constructor here and private read only database context ctx equals and private read only database, sorry, not database, I token, and what was the name of our service? I token service underscore ctx, and okay, so define here database context ctx comma I token service here this dot ctx equals to ctx and this dot service equals to service. Okay, now let's define some method here, and it will be http post method. Okay, but first create a model class, and it will be our refresh token request dot cs, and here define access token and refresh tokens. Refresh token, okay, and now add a controller method here which will be refresh public I action result refresh, and refresh token request refresh token request. It is the class we have created recently. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, let's rename it token API model, and let's check this code. Here we are checking that our token API model is null or not. If it is null, then we will return a bad request with the message invalid client request. So here we are getting access token from the token API, sorry, from the user end, and here let's change it to service. Okay, and ctx to ctx. Okay, and token service to service. U dot username equal to username, and here user dot refresh token expiry, and it is our refresh token model. Okay, fine. So here we are getting access token and refresh token from the user end, and here we are getting username from principal.identity.name, and here we are getting the user info from the database, and we have created that class token info so that we can store the information related to the token of that particular user. So we are fetching that information here, and if user is null, refresh token does not equal to refresh token. It means that he is passing different refresh token, and that refresh token must not be expired. Okay, then it will return invalid client request. Otherwise it will assign a new access token which we will get from our service, and new refresh token it will get also from our service, and here assign user dot refresh token equal to new refresh token, and now save changes to the database. And basically we are saving this token info table into the database. Okay, fine, and now we are clear about that method. Now we will create one more method which will be revoke, and revoke removes your token from the database. If you want to remove that token from the database, you can use the revoke method. Revoke is used for removing token entry. Okay, so here public iaction result revoke, and here it will be http post method, and it will be an authorize. Okay, and it is the code for revoke. So here ctx. So here we are fetching username from the user.identity.name, and here we are finding the record from the token info table on the basis of that username. So here u.username, I have done a spelling mistake. I forgot to write R here. Okay, and if user is null, then bad request, otherwise set refresh token to the null and save changes. Fine. And here just add a try catch block. So here try and catch exception ex and return bad request, or let's return let's remain it bad request. Okay, it is our revoke method. Okay, now we will create our authentication controller. So here add new controller and it will be MVC controller API controller empty, and it will be our authorization controller. And let's define a constructor here and private read only database context and right here also. Okay, now this dot context equals to context. Okay, and add a line here. Add a line here which will be action, and let's define a new method here, public iaction async task iaction result login, and here login model will be passed. Okay, now find a user where user equals to await, and let's define some more things here. So these are the methods, sorry, not methods, services which we are going to inject in this controller, and here put this thing here also. User manager comma role manager and IE token service. Okay, and this dot user manager equals to user manager, this dot role manager equals to role manager, and this dot token service equals to, let's remove its underscore from here, token service. Okay, constructor is completed here. So let's move to the login method. Await user manager dot find by name async, and here we will pass our model dot username. So here we are getting the information of user from the user manager service. Okay, let's create one more class here which will be login response, and type here login response.cs, and it will be inherit a status class. Okay, it is our login response class. Here we will define token, refresh token, expiry date, name and username. So let's close this tab and move here. Okay, let's check a condition. If user does not equals to null and user manager dot check password async. It is an async method, so we will write await here. Async model, let's see what it is asking to us. It is asking that application user and password, so user comma model dot password. Okay, so if user equals to null, okay, if user equals to null, does not equals to null and check password does not, sorry, it means that your password is matching to the database, then you are logged into the database. It is the condition for logging in to the database. So now we will find role of the user with user manager get role async method, and here we are creating a claim list. So our claim will be name and we store username into this name claim and press control dot and let's resolve this. Okay, fine, and it is a new claim for JWT token which is JTI, and here we are passing a random GUI string into it. Okay, let's add all these claims. So we will find all the roles and we will add them into our claim. So let's find our token where token equals to token service dot get token, and it is asking for a claim, so we will pass auth claims here, and where refresh token equals to token service dot get refresh token. Okay, and it is not asking any parameter, so we are good to go. Okay, now find our token into database. So token info equals to context dot token info dot first or default a dot username double equals to user dot username. Okay, if token info does not equals to null, if token info doesn't equals to null, sorry, means equals to null, where info, where info equals to new token info. Okay, what is the name of our token? Info. Okay, fine. So token info equals to username equals to user.username, and here let's see, refresh token equals to refresh token and one more thing, token expiry equals to date time dot now dot add days. Let's add 7 days. Okay, and otherwise we will modify it, and here token info otherwise token info dot refresh token equals to refresh token, and token info dot refresh token inquiry equals to this. Okay, let's format this document, and here context dot save changes. Okay, let's add a try catch block here, catch exception ex and return bad request, and here pass exception dot message. Okay, and now return this login response object, name equal to user dot name, username, token, refresh token, expiry date, and status code will be 1 and message will be logged in. Okay, okay, now we will write a login failed condition, login failed condition here, otherwise okay equal to new login response, status 0, message invalid username or password, token blank, and expiry null. Okay, so it is our login method and it will be http post method. Okay, fine. Now let's write a registration method, public. First it will also be an http post method, here public async task I action result, here register, registration from body, registration model, okay. If model state is not valid, then return from here where status equal to new status, and type here status dot status code equals to 0, status dot message equal to please pass all the required fields. Okay, fine, and return. Okay, fine. Okay, now first we will find that user exists or not. Check if user exists. So where user exists equal to user manager dot find user, find by name async, and here user dot it is not user, it is model dot username. If user does not exist, we will return from here okay, it will be await. Okay, it is not a boolean value. If user exists equals to null, then copy all these fields and let's pass invalid username, and it's fine. Okay, now we have checked this condition. Okay, now create a new application user where user equal to new application user. So username equals to model dot user name, name equals to model dot, let's leave it blank for now, and security stamp equals to GUID dot new GUID dot toString, and email equals to model dot email, and it will be our last, and we haven't defined it inside our registration model, so let's define it. And where is our registration model? It is here. Okay, let's define name also here, so it will be our name. Fine, name equals to model dot name, and okay, now we will create a user here, so where result equals to await, and user manager dot create async, and let's see what it is asking. It is asking pass me a user with the type of application user, and please pass me password also. So let's pass password also. Okay, now check if result is not succeeded, then return from here. Okay, and let's return from here. Let's type a message, user creation failed, and we are passing OK from everywhere, and I think it should be okay. We don't want any kind of error messages in the client application, and it is my preference. If you want to pass 500 internal server error, you can pass also it from here. It's all your choice. Now okay, now let's add roles here and here. Here first we are checking that role exists in database or not. If it does not exist in database, then we will create a new role, otherwise we will move forward. And now here we are checking that user has that role or not. If user does not have that role, we will add that role into the user. Okay, and it's not a complex line, so it will be okay. Okay, now after all of this, we will return an OK status from here. It means that our registration has been successfully completed. User successfully registered. Okay, okay guys, and if you want to register for admin, use user roles.admin. okay, use user role.admin instead of user role.roles. So replace all the user roles.roles to the admin for admin registration. Okay, I think we are good to go. Okay, now let's run our application. And here are some errors, and it is expecting something here. Okay, it is expecting curly braces here and a semicolon also. So let's see everything is fine or not. Okay, everything is fine. So let's run this project. Okay, and no errors so far, so everything is working fine. Okay, let's close it for now, because we need to add one more functionality to it, which is change password. Okay, but first we need to add a DTO class for it. So we will create a change password model. Okay, so here string username, current password, and it will be our new password and confirm new password. Okay, and let's add required field here. So required and required, and let's add one more field here which will be our username. So here username, and now we are good to go. Let's write a method for change password here. Okay, so it will be our http post method, public async IXN result. Sorry, it will be wrap up inside task, public IXN result, change password model. Okay, so here is a spelling mistake. Okay, so now we are fine. Pass here model. Okay, so where status equals to new status, and let's check the validation. If model state is not valid, then we will return from here return okay. And status dot code equals to 0. Status dot message equal to please pass all the fields all the valid field. And let's modify this class. Here we will add one more attribute which will be compare, and it will be compared to the new password. So new password and confirm new password should be same, not same. Okay, let's return model from here. Okay, status. Okay, now let's find the user, where user equals to user manager dot find user by name, find by name async. So it will be await, and here we will pass model dot username. Okay, and if user is null, then we will return from here. And let's copy this code and paste it here. Invalid username. Okay, now we will check current password. So where if await user manager dot check password async user comma model dot password model dot current password. If we do not match our current password, then we will return from here with a status code 0. So invalid password, invalid current password. Okay, now we will change our password here. So here, okay, where result equals to await user manager dot change password async, and it is asking for user, then current password model dot current password and model dot new password. Okay, if result dot succeeded not succeeded, then return an error message, otherwise return okay result. Failed to change password, and here return a status code 1, and here password has changed successfully. Okay, now we are good to go, and let's check it that it is working fine or not. So we will run our application. Okay guys, everything is fine, so let's close it for now and register an admin. Okay, so here just copy this method and paste it here, and where it is here. Let's rename it to register admin. Okay, and here admin, and let's change it to admin. Okay, now we will register an admin here. After that we will comment this code. After registering admin, we will comment this code because I want only one admin in this application. Okay, so let's try to register admin. So let's see. Okay, we need name, username, email and password. So let's run our application, and meanwhile open the Postman app. So here inside this Postman we will test our APIs. So paste this URL here, and now right here API slash name of our controller, which is authorization controller, and authorization slash register admin. Okay, let's pass body here, and it will be JSON format. So name, let's John Doe, and username, let's name it to John. Sorry, let's name it to Ravindra, and username Ravindra. Let's try to add username as admin. So admin will be our username, email will be redxyz.com, and password will be admin@12345#. Or let's just leave it to admin@123. Okay, so it is saying that 404 not found. So its name is registration admin. Okay, method not allowed. Okay, let's see why it is not allowed. Request was made of resource using a request method not supported by that resource. Okay. Here we need to change post. Okay, let's see what happened. So it is saying invalid username. So let's check it in our Visual Studio Code, and here we have to change this condition. User exists does not equal to null. It means user should not be existed in your database. So let's change it here also. User exist does not equal to null, and let's check it again. Okay, and let's check it again. Okay guys, it is saying that successfully registered. So let's close it for now and comment this admin registration method. We do not need it anymore. Okay, now let's comment it, and now register our user. Then we will try to log in. Okay, and let's move to the Postman. URL will be /registration, and it will be John Doe, and username will be JOHN capital J, and password email will be john@xyz, and password will be john@123. Okay, so our password must be 6 character long, and it must have one capital letter and at least one capital letter and one small letter, one special character and one digit. That's it. So let's try to add our user. Okay guys, here it is a success message. So now let's try to log in, and here we will pass only username. And okay, let's open a new tab, and here it will be our post request, and here our body, which will be raw, and we will pass JSON format data here. So our username is admin and password equals to let's pass wrong password. So okay, let's hit that API, and here one or more validation error. Here password field is required. Okay, so let's see our login method. Go to the definition, and here username and password, and here username. Okay, invalid username or password, and let's try to pass our valid username, sorry, valid password. So valid password was admin@123. So let's check it. Okay, we have successfully logged in, and it is our token, and here it is our refresh token, and it is our expiry date, and it is our name, username, admin, etc, etc. Okay, fine. Now let's stop it for now, and let's create two more methods, sorry, two more controllers. One will be our okay, it will be our admin controller. Okay, and another will be okay, just name it, it will be our API controller, and let's name it to protected controller. Okay, action, okay, and public action result, get data, and let's write an authorize attribute here, authorize. So this controller will be authorized, get data, and here return okay, data from protected controller. Okay, and here action admin controller, and it will also be authorized, and here we will define roles, and it will be assigned to admin only, so only admin can access this controller. Okay, now let's check these controllers. Okay, so here let's open another tab, and here protected / get data, and let's try to access this thing, and it is saying that 401 unauthorized. Okay, it means that you are not authorized to access this controller. Okay, and here now let's try to log in again with the user JOHN John, and it will be John@123. So let's try to log in. Okay, now we are successfully logged in. So let's copy this token and copy it, and now let's pass it here inside the headers, inside the authorization, and it will be our bearer token, and let's paste it here. Okay, now try to access this resource, and yes, we are getting data, which is data from protected controller. Now let's try to access admin controller, and here it is saying that 403 forbidden. It means that you are an authenticated user, but you are not authorized to access that admin controller. Only admin can access that controller. So let's try to log in with admin credentials. So here admin, and password will be admin@123. So here let's copy this thing, and here paste it here, and let's try to access this thing. It is, I think it is not logged in yet. Okay, let's try to log in again. So here username admin, and password admin@123. So here let's copy it, and here paste it here, and it is telling again 403 forbidden. Okay, we will find the error, don't worry. Okay, let's debug here, and now let's check it, and here we are getting our user info. So here are our roles, and roles equals to admin. Okay, and here is small a, so let's change it to capital A. That was the error. Okay, let's check it again in the Postman. So here let's try to access this resource, and now it is saying that data from admin controller. So now let's try to check our one more method, which will be change password model method, and here authorization change password. It will be a post method, and here we will pass JSON data, and here username will be admin, current password is admin@123. New password will be admin@12345 hash, and confirm new password equals to admin@12345 hash. So let's try to check it and let's see what happens. And here it is saying succeeded equals to true, but we won't believe in that message and we will check with ourselves. Okay, and now let's try to let's remove that breakpoint, and it is saying that invalid username or password. So here 12345 hash. Okay, and let's see what happens. Okay, and here we are successfully logged in. Okay, now let's check our refresh tokens. So let's close these tabs, we don't need these. And now here it will be our token controller. Okay, let's open our token controller, and here we have a refresh method, and let's see what we have to pass inside that method. We have to pass access token and refresh token. So let's select JSON and here pass access token and refresh token. Okay, and we will pass these values from here. Okay, it is our access token and it is our refresh token. Oh, so let's copy it and here paste it. Okay, and it will be a post method. So it is saying that invalid client request. Okay, where is our token controller? Okay, I think model is null, that's why it is saying that invalid client request. Let's see why is model null. Access token and refresh token. Okay, if user is null, and here it is not finding any user in our database. Okay, so it means that problem is in our login method. Okay, and here is a huge mistake. I haven't added in context dot token info dot add token info, not token info, it will be info. Okay, now let's check it again and we will log in again. Okay, let's try to log in again. Okay, and now let's pass this value here, and pass this value here, okay, and here we are getting access token and refresh token. Okay, so our token controller is also working fine. Okay, now let's try to publish these things into our local IIS server. So we will publish them into our IIS server. So let's close it for now, and to deploy your application on local IIS server, you have to enable some features. So type here control panel and programs and features, then click here on turn Windows feature on or off. So click here, then click on Internet Information Services, and when you click on it, then make sure that this IIS management console must be checked, and then click on OK, and it will enable your features. So after enabling your features, you have to download ASP.NET Core 6.0 runtime Windows hosting bundle installer. I will put that link in the description box, so do not worry about that. Okay, and after that move to the Visual Studio, and here right click on your project, then click on publish, and we are going to select folder, and here okay, let's assume that we are going to publish our file inside the published folder, and we will create a folder here which will be YT movie API published, and let's copy this path, and it will automatically create this folder if it does not exist in your computer, so do not worry about it. Okay, then click on finish, then close. Okay, now it is ready to publish, so let's publish it. So our files have been published. Okay, and we can see that they are published here. So copy this location and write here inet manager, inet mgr, and click on IIS manager. Okay, here right click here on the sites folder and add new website, and let's name it YT movie APIs, and it is a physical path that we have copied earlier. And let's change the port 88, and please guys, do not use this port 87, otherwise you will get error. Port 88. Okay, now click here on application pools, and here YT movie APIs, click on advanced settings and change its identity to local system, then click OK. Now here manage website and browse, and it is saying that this localhost page cannot be found. So here type weather forecast, and our website is working perfectly, but we need to give permission our database, so let's close it for now. Now we don't need it, and open the SQL server, and inside the SQL server click on security tab, click on logins, and here anti-authority system. Here in user mapping, and select your database. It is our database YT movie DB, and here click on this dot icon and click on browse, and let's give it a permission of DB owner. Okay, and here also select DB owner, and now we are good. We have given permission to our database. So here let's test it in our Postman, and it is our login API endpoint. So let's try to log in. Okay guys, that's it for now, and if you find this video helpful, then please hit that like button. It really encourages me to create more content for you guys. So see you in next video.